All right, welcome to another story of our 2010 through hike. Of course, we ended off at Parisburg, and we were staying at the church hostel there. And while we were there, we met these three young boys fresh out of high school. Two were from Allentown, Pennsylvania. The other one's from Charlotte. Their trail names were Bird, Nanner, and Alkaline. And so we spent time talking with them. And before we hiked out, they told us if y'all make it to Pennsylvania, Nanner and Alkaline did, and said if y'all make it to Pennsylvania and we're off for a week or whatever, and we're back home, because Nanner wasn't planning on hiking the whole trail, just call us and you can stay with us and we'll slack pack you through the Pennsylvania rocks. And we said, heck yeah, that sounds great. So we headed out and we hit we went by Audley Murphy's Memorial, which was pretty cool, and then we hit the Triple Crown of Virginia before we got up to Daleville, which is Dragon's Tooth, McAfee's Knob, Tinker's Cliffs. All that stuff was neat and cool. And then made it to Daleville safely. And then we continued on and made it up to the Blue Ridge Parkway, because about a day and a half out of Daleville, you hit the Blue Ridge Parkway and you crisscross it so many times before you make it up to the Shenandoahs. And we had some very interesting trail magic at one of the overlooks. We come out of the woods, walked to the overlook. There was a van sitting there, and I kind of just was joking around and said it'd be neat to have pop machines or snack machines for the thru hikers as they come through, because they'd make a fortune off of us. And the guy said, "Oh, are y'all hungry?" And we said, "Yeah." And so they gave us a drink, and then the amazing thing was they gave us Indian bread. We'd never had it in our life. Who would think you'd get that out in the middle of nowhere hiking the trail? And it was amazing. So then we continued on and made it into Waynesboro, where we stayed at the church hostel 2 days and then stayed at the campground 1 day before heading out Monday. But that Saturday we met this interesting feller for the first time called Lab Rat. It was 5 o'clock, church opens at 5, of course they weren't there yet. He was pacing up and down saying they ought to be open, it said 5 o'clock, and he just kept complaining. And I told,
what's his favorite saying? What does he do?
woo! He'd always go, woo! And we teased him about this, but we didn't like him at first. Couldn't stand him. We kept saying, I hope he don't stay here. And he kept saying, if they don't hurry up, I'm going to a hotel. And I told Marshall, well, go pay $75. But they finally opened up. He stayed the night, but we didn't, talk to him or nothing. And we thought that'd be the last of Lab Rat, but we will continue with him later on, because we do encounter him again. And we didn't like him even worse. We just, for what happens next. So we'll tell you about that.
But we're now best of friends.
But we're best of friends now, but we could have killed him the second time we met him. But we'll continue tomorrow with another story as we make our way through the Shenandoahs up to Harper's Ferry.